Kathy Engelbert, you said Caitlin Clark should be grateful of the WNBA. What?
Wait a second, this just flipped everything upside down. What just came out is explosive, and once you hear it, you'll never view the WNBA the same again. Napheesa Collier has finally spoken out, tearing the veil off and exposing the commissioner's darkest agenda aimed directly at Caitlin Clark.
Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. And in that same conversation, she told me, players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't.
But hold on, that's only scratching the surface. She didn't just stop there. Napheesa Collier went even further, blowing open a shocking alliance between the WNBA commissioner and crooked referees. And right now, the commissioner is in full-blown panic. So if you believe Caitlin Clark deserves real justice, hit that like button and drop fire the commissioner in the comments. What exactly did Napheesa reveal, and how could this completely destroy the commissioner's career? Let's break it all down.
Biggest news in the W is the searing comments from Napheesa Collier in her exit interview earlier.
This is unreal. Napheesa Collier just did what no one else in the league has ever dared to do. With zero hesitation, zero fear, she laid it all out. She pulled back the mask and exposed the harsh, ugly truth about the WNBA, fully aware of the backlash that could come her way.
We have the best players in the world. We have the best fans in the world. But right now, we have the worst leadership in the world. If I didn't know exactly what the job entailed, maybe I wouldn't feel this.
But here's the moment that completely stunned everyone. And yes, it all centered around Caitlin Clark. Let me roll the clip for you right now. Are you serious right now?
I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything.
Let's just pause and think about this. Caitlin Clark isn't some ordinary rookie. She's the driving force behind the WNBA's explosion. The league is smashing records left and right. TV ratings are skyrocketing. Arenas are packed out. Jerseys can't stay on the shelves. Social media is buzzing non-stop. Every single success the league is boasting about has Caitlin Clark's name written all over it. That's how massive her impact really is. But here's the wildest part. The commissioner doesn't see it that way. According to Collier, Kathy Engelbert actually said Caitlin Clark should be grateful to the league. Grateful for what? The truth is, it's the WNBA that should be thanking Clark for dragging the sport into the spotlight, for pulling in millions of new fans, and for making women's basketball primetime entertainment. The fact that the commissioner doesn't get that? It's absolutely unbelievable.
This commissioner could be about the fact that Caitlin Clark needs the league more than the league needs Caitlin Clark. Are you mental? You know what could happen, and I know nobody wants to see Caitlin Clark go to the Unrivaled. Everybody's made that clear. But I can tell you this right now, make it very clear. Caitlin Clark could come out and say, I'm going to the Unrivaled. I'm taking that $1 million offer. You know what would happen? Over 1 million people would start watching Unrivaled games overnight.
If Kathy truly feels that Caitlin should be grateful for her and grateful for the WNBA for her off-season league money, which, by the way, Caitlin had a lot of endorsement deals before she even came to the WNBA. If that is how she feels about Caitlin and it's not the reverse, not Kathy being grateful for Caitlin, that is so eye.
But hold on, the next revelation is even more jaw-dropping. Collier went further, exposing the commissioner's outrageous comments about other players. She claimed they should be down on their knees thanking the league for its media deals. On their knees? Absolutely not. That's not leadership, that's straight up disrespect. That's ego talking, plain and simple.
And in that same conversation, she told me, players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value.
Let's be real for a second. This is the very same league that has thrived for years off the star power and unbelievable talent of its players. And now the message coming down is basically, you should be grateful we even let you shine. Give me a break.
Shots after shots. Yo, Kathy said, forget what y'all talking about, be grateful.
And you know what pours even more gasoline on this fire? Elena Del Donna, a true legend, walked away from the game this year and admitted she heard from just about everyone, except the commissioner herself. And maybe that explains why coaches are suddenly getting slapped with fines left and right. Because at the core of it, Cathy Engelbert simply cannot handle being challenged. The expectation is clear: smile, clap, and stay grateful. Step out of line and you've seen exactly what happens. But here's the craziest part: this was only a piece of what Collier had to unleash. Remember, she was injured, her season already done, with nothing left to lose. And she torched the WNBA in a way nobody had ever dared before. It felt like history unfolding in real time. No soft jabs, no hidden shots. She went directly at the top, calling it the worst leadership in the world. That wasn't just raw frustration. That was a player tearing the mask off in front of the entire world.
I want to be clear, this conversation is not about winning or losing. It's about something much bigger. The real threat to our league isn't money, it isn't ratings, or even missed calls, or even physical play. It's the lack of accountability from the league office. At some point, everyone deserves to hear the truth from someone who I hope has earned the benefit of the doubt to fight for what is right and fair for our athletes and our fans. We have the best players in the world. We have the best fans in the world. But right now, we have the worst leadership in the world.
But wait, here's the twist. While stars like Stephanie White, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexi Hull have all spoken out strongly in Collier's corner, Cathy Engelbert finally broke her silence. And let's be real, her response was nothing more than hollow, empty words.
I could go on and on. You guys already know how I feel. I want to read Cathy Engelbert's statement back to Napheesa Collier. She said, "I have the utmost respect for Napheesa Collier and for all the players in the WNBA. Together, we have all worked tirelessly to transform this league. My focus remains on ensuring a bright future for the players and the WNBA, including collaborating on how we continue to elevate the game. I am disheartened by how Napheesa characterized our conversations and league leadership, but even when our perspectives differ, my commitment to the players and to this work will not waver." There's no answers in this. I get it. I think this is just an immediate knee-jerk reaction, just trying to say, like, you know, I'm disappointed with how she painted me, but there's no solutions here.
But Collier didn't stop there. She pushed the conversation even further. For years, players have quietly complained about the officiating, but Collier finally said out loud what everyone else has only whispered. She connected it directly to her own injury, calling out how the refs allow the game to get so physical that eventually bodies just break down, and she's living proof of it. Her season was cut short on one of those brutal no-call plays.
Since I've been in the league, you've heard the constant concerns about officiating, and it has now reached levels of inconsistency that plague our sport and undermine the integrity in which it operates. Whether the league cares about the health of the players is one thing, but to also not care about the product we put on the floor is truly self-sabotage. Year after year, the only thing that remains consistent is the lack of accountability from our—
Think about this for a second. This is exactly what Caitlin Clark went through. Collier revealed that the commissioner actually told Caitlin she should be grateful. Let that sink in. When your biggest stars, Caitlin, Napheesa, Sophie, are being sidelined with injuries, this is the message they get. These are the players fans are spending their hard-earned money to watch. They're the faces of the league, and instead of protecting them or holding officials accountable, the commissioner tells them to be thankful. That's not leadership. That's pure disrespect. And it didn't end there. When Collier raised concerns about the officiating, Cathy Engelbert's response was basically, "Losers complain about the refs." Losers. So now, simply pointing out inconsistent refereeing makes you a loser. That's beyond insulting. It's unbelievable.
At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Cathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, "Well, only the losers complain about the ref."
Cathy, open your eyes. If these players were really losers, they wouldn't have risked it all to speak out. They wouldn't have put their reputations, their contracts, and even their place in the league on the line just to finally address what's been swept under the rug for years. Calling that the work of losers? No, that's the work of true leaders. The very kind of leaders this league is desperately missing at the top right now.
League is crumbling. Your league that you should be a leader of is crumbling in front of your eyes. You have coaches crashing out, you have players getting injured, you have all of these things happening, and you're like, everyone complains about the refs in every sport, and if you complain about them, then you're also a loser.
And here's the real kicker. Collier isn't standing alone in this. The Players Union is backing her completely, and some of the biggest names in the league are already repeating her exact words. The moment that interview went live, it sparked a domino effect. Fans immediately took to social media to tear into Cathy Engelbert. Analysts were pumping out takes non-stop, but this time it wasn't just outside noise. Players and coaches themselves began stepping forward, and that's when you know it's serious. Just look at Stephanie White. She openly said she respects Collier for speaking the truth that had to be said.
Stephanie White also responded to Fee's statement, and she said, "I have a lot of respect for Fee. I'm thankful that we have strong women that are willing to say the things that matter and say the things that will move the needle for change." How things unfold after this are going to be very telling about the future of the WNBA.
You can really feel the impact of that statement, especially knowing White has already been fined before for standing up in defense of another coach. So if she's willing to back Collier again, it shows she's completely done with the league pretending it's untouchable. Cathy Engelbert may call players losers for questioning referees, but here you've got one of the most respected coaches in the game flat out saying, no, this had to be said. And then there's Sophie Cunningham. She didn't hold back for a second. She went straight at the commissioner, flat out calling her the most delusional leader the WNBA has ever seen.
But Sophie Cunningham has clapped back at Cathy Engelbert, and this is a great post here from Sophie. So Sophie Cunningham on Instagram. So get ready to take your fine, Sophie. Get ready to take your fine. People only know Cathy because of Caitlin. She's the most delusional leader our league has ever seen. And it shouldn't even be about our commissioner in the first place.
And you can't tell me that doesn't sting, because Sophie isn't just some random voice in the crowd. She's standing right behind Caitlin Clark, the same player Cathy Engelbert once told should be grateful. Meanwhile, the entire league is being carried on Caitlin's shoulders. And it didn't stop there. Angel Reese backed Collier with that viral line, 10 out of 10, no notes. Then Tyrese Halliburton chimed in with just a simple PAO, and that alone showed this isn't staying inside the WNBA bubble anymore. It's breaking into the NBA and hitting the mainstream. And now, Lexi Hull has added her voice too, making it clear she stands with Collier and agrees with every word she said.
I know you're talking about Fee's interview, and I think when it comes down to it, I think I agree with everything she said. We're at a really important time in the league, and changes need to be made. And so you're seeing her talk about that, and I'm really proud of her for making that statement today.
Just picture this for a second. Lexi standing shoulder to shoulder with Collier, Sophie fiercely defending Caitlin, and veterans like Elena Del Don exposing just how out of touch Cathy Engelbert has always been. From every corner of the league, from every locker room, the voices are aligning on the same target. This isn't background noise anymore. This is unity, and it's powerful. The cracks in the foundation are now too deep to cover up, and honestly, this feels like the tipping point, the moment that could finally blow the league wide open, because now everyone's asking the same burning question. What will the WNBA actually do this time? Will Cathy Engelbert finally be held accountable? Or are we about to watch the same old circus play out again? One thing's for sure, speaking truth in this league always comes with a heavy price.
And so, there was clearly more going on behind the scenes than we thought there was. And a lot of us thought that there was a lot going on behind the scenes. A lot of people had some wild conspiracies that this whole thing was, just a big conspiracy to hold the W down. And you know what? Some of you guys might have been right. I'm looking forward to see how this all plays out over the next couple.
Because that's exactly what we've been seeing play out. Sophie Cunningham racks up fines like they're collectibles. Caitlin Clark, the golden rookie rewriting the record books, gets hit with a fine over one harmless comment. And the coaches? Cheryl Reeve dares to question officiating after her star player goes down, and suddenly she's staring at a $15,000 fine and a suspension. Becky Hammon shows a little support? Fine. Stephanie White backs Reeve? Fine. At this point, it honestly feels like the league is holding a clearance sale on silencing anyone who speaks up.
Look, Becky Hammon just come out and said it, and I've been telling you guys. There's physicality in the NBA, but this is different. I've been saying this is different for how long? Becky Hammon just said, yeah, we got coaches that said if this happened in the NBA, they would be having flat-ass fist fights. It doesn't happen like that. They've got control. It's regulated. This league is not policing its own product and its own play.
fans aren't clueless. They see exactly what's going on. The frustration is already boiling over. Ratings are slipping, seats in arenas are going empty, and if the league keeps heading down this road, fans will tear it apart piece by piece. Right now, it honestly feels like the WNBA is spending more energy punishing its own players and coaches than actually protecting the future of the game.
She's finished. If there is a league for 2026, Kathy Engelbert's not going to be in charge of that league. If I'm Adam Silver, for negotiation purposes, I am taking Kathy Engelbert away from the negotiation tables as soon as possible.
And then there's the CBA, a battle that cannot be pushed off any longer. No more stalling, no more hollow promises. Kathy, let's be real here. If you drag this out again, the consequences won't just fall on your position. The stability of the entire league is on the line. And trust me, the fans aren't going to give you a second chance to make the same mistake twice.
If they don't remove Kathy Engelbert from negotiations with the new CBA conversations coming up, that speaks volumes into how desperate the NBA is into kind of keeping this WNBA charade.
So here we are. Napheesa Collier put everything on the line just to speak the truth. The players are standing shoulder to shoulder, the fans are louder than ever, and the message couldn't be clearer. If you believe the commissioner deserves real consequences for this mess, then spread this video everywhere. Let the fans be the force the league has no choice but to face.